And for Arlo Eisenberg, this is home. 23 years old. He's done so much in his young years for the sport of inline skating. Last year, the 96 X Games, Rhode Island, he tore the street course and would come away a champion.
Arlo's one of the most consistent skaters. He always has been, doing some very technical tricks and always putting his signature style on everything he does.
Eisenberg wins the gold, and those who would chase him throughout competition would be there for him when he took the medal stand. It is 1997, and Eisenberg is in Providence and set to tear up the street course here. First over the sub box.
And he started off very creatively. He didn't start on the start box, which is where most people begin their runs.
Oh!
Nice 360. He rotates so slowly.
Pyramid, 180, 180.
Creative. He didn't actually use the transitions. He jumped over them. Did a little fast plant off of it.
We talked earlier about this sport grinding down the rail being his life. He doesn't train per se. He lives to skate.
And that is why he is the most famous skater. Not only among skaters, but now he's now in Newsweek magazine as one of the top 100 people to watch going into the new millennium.
Launching over the sub box, over the rail.
Nice big 360. That's so much more difficult than the first 360. And a nice Miller flip on the quarter pipe in the corner. Getting completely upside down, planting his hand firmly on the coping.
For the other competitors, how do you find the strength to beat the guy you look up to?
He puts a punctuation on everything there, grabbing his feet and just holding it firmly the entire time he's in the air. And here, whipping his head over, looking at the coping, very clean.
It is a competition and an education for everyone. First run, 68 for Arlo Eisenberg. Aaron Feinberg, experienced amateur, his first ever event as a professional inline skater.
He skates with a lot of confidence and a lot of speed.
Oh, yes!
That is called a monkey flip, a monkey plant. Very difficult. You're getting upside down and you're putting two tricks together, a hand plant and a flip.
180 blind side over the pyramid. This kid can skate.
Nice 540 transfer. 1.5 full body rotations. And he's going from one transition to a flat down ring. And that's called the Savannah. Extremely difficult trick. The grinds have gotten so technical and so subtle.
Actually turn that left foot 180 degrees and left the right foot where it normally is, twisting those knees. Another one.
And that's an acid sole. Called an acid sole because he's on the sole of his foot and his other foot's on its side. Very creative.
Trying to use as much of the course as he can.
Little mid-vert, getting up on his hand. And that's a unity to finish it off. Very creative line out here on the course. Here's the monkey plant, popping upside down, spinning all the way around and landing backwards. Boom! You already have to be in the right position right there. Your feet have to be over your head or you're not going to pull it off. And the transfer, look at how quickly he pops right when he leaves the tranny. And here on the rail, the top-side sole grind, acid, and he just tries to keep his feet on the rail.
Well, if Arlo Eisenberg represents Father Time, Feinberg represents a brand new Swatch watch. He's tied for first, but yet to come, Chris Edwards. World Tour for an invitation to the X Games this summer in San Diego. Zach Murphy, third place, Destination X Chicago, over the pyramid, and his own little course invention, the park bench out there.
Yeah, any skater can actually modify this course, and he chooses to do it, which shows off his style of skating. That was a nice topside wheelbarrow. He takes it all the way down and across the entire box.
He just unloaded his wallet.
And another creative use of the course, doing an acid drop.
I'm laughing because it looks like he's almost losing his pants. He had to tighten his belt while he's skating. Not a lot of things you want to be thinking about while you're trying to put together a run. Now he's going to shag the belt.
Nice
Great.
big method, nice and clean until the landing, then he leaned back just a little bit. This floor is actually very slick. Some of the skaters have been having a little bit of trouble with it. And there, creative use of that bench.
Sub box, 180 to the blind side. Oh! Looked like the right foot didn't get firmly planted on the rail coming down.
He comes up and he locks his left foot on. And as long as it stays locked on, he's going to be able to pull that grind out. And here's the method air, just pulling his feet back as far as he possibly can to pronounce the style of the trick.
Zach Murphy sets the pace, 68.2. In men's aggressive inline street competition, 12 guys, 65 seconds, twice. Lowest score, out of here. Best score, that's the way you'll end up in the final round.
Inline street. Explain. They're out to conquer a course filled with ramps, rails, launches. Routines are judged in 4 categories. Line, that's choreography. How well a skater links tricks together. Difficulty means maxing out the course and themselves by adding variations to tricks and aggressively working the rails. Consistency, clean execution of tricks and landings. And style, that's simply making it all look good. Falls will hurt consistency points, but a well-rounded routine will still spell success.
One of the definite highlights from Zach Murphy's first run, the topside wheelbarrow. Mark Shays is talking to Zach about what it's going to take to come out on top.
What is it that you think could get you to possibly win? Right now, you're totally way up near the very top.
Just as long as I go big, I mean, because everyone's going big out there. So the bigger you go, the more points you're going to rack up.
What do you think the judges are looking for the most? Do you think they're more looking at the difficulty or just running a consistent run?
Well, I feel that they're mostly looking for the style, because there's skaters from all over the world with just stylish moves, just ripping it.
Ready to rip, Chris Edwards, the big knee injury last year in competition on the vert ramp today. He injures his hip, but he decides he's going to go for it in the street competition.
He skates with such speed and power when he airs. Slipping out on the floor on his landing, however.
Pyramid.
And a nice 540. Very creative, slipping out again. He must have very hard wheels on. The harder the wheel, the more slippery the surface. Nice gap transfer. A 360 over the side of the pyramid.
Using the line, trying to hit every piece of furniture on the course, if you will. You got to wonder if the hips bother him. A couple of the landings, he's pulled out a little bit. You saw him just kind of flinch.
He skates so aggressively. Nice 180 nose pick to 360 over the sub box, linking tricks.
The grind, and perhaps more importantly, on that sub box jump, the landing, stiff-legged, and he sucked it up.
Let me take you back to the beginning of the run, though, Doug. Here, over-rotating a teeny bit, and that could very well be because of his hip that he didn't land that. Here later in the run, total control on the landing,